So, welcome back to the podcast. Obviously, we're not sitting in the same room. We are on Zoom. And today we are going to be setting up Rue's Trainerize account so that he can do online personal training with me. And it's going to kind of be an example to everybody else. Coolio. So, Rue,
what's the name of the podcast?
The Audible Lighthouse, of course.
Okay, there we go.
And Rue is kind of gonna lay on the sword and fall into his tribute and expose all his deepest, darkest secrets.
Yep, that's what this podcast is really about. It's just my therapy.
Yeah. And me exposing all of your therapy sessions to the world.
Pretty much. I think it's like a HIPAA violation, but it's okay. I waived those rights.
Why do you know about HIPAA?
Because life, I don't know.
All right. Well, let's get into it. Do you want to share your screen and kind of show what it looks like on your end?
Yeah, you'll have to make me co-host though.
More. Make host. Oh. Oh, I guess I'll make you the host.
It wouldn't let you do co-host?
Nope.
Okay. All right,
I can reclaim host if needed.
All right, so this is the only thing I answered so far was like my weight and activity level.
Nice. Yeah, and also with this, Rue, like obviously we're going to be talking more in depth about all this. So just power through the consultation form. I'll have my own questions.
Oh, okay.
My own form. You don't have to worry about it too much.
So this isn't as big of a deal?
It would be in some cases, but not a huge deal at the moment. But it is cool for them to see like all this, and I'll take a look at it every once in a while. Boom. Toning and shaping. I want to tone and shape. What does that even mean?
I don't know. Do we need this right now?
No.
Okay. Now, would you appreciate if your clients put it in here, or would it come with the later steps just like mine are?
It depends if they're doing it without talking to me. Like if I'd send them the link, then yes. But almost always we start the online program by doing a Zoom call at the moment. So.
Okay. All right. So the rest of this you're good with?
Yes.
I smoke so much tobacco.
Lies.
Deceit. I can't even smoke.
Lies and deceit. Awesome. Anything new, bro?
COVID. That's why I sound a little funny.
Yeah, Rue got the Rona. It's kind of crazy.
Yep. It was my own fault for visiting you.
Yup. You didn't take enough vitamins, man.
I guess. But the upside, I've lost 7 pounds.
Probably not the healthiest weight loss, but
listen, when in Rome, okay? So when you can't take, don't eat. In all fairness, I'm not that hungry, so it makes sense.
I mean, maybe you're just eating when you're hungry now instead of like, ooh,
exactly. Well, it made me realize how much my appetite was based on like taste and not like hunger.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, like I told you, I kind of went out to eat every once in a while because usually fast food has more salt, and it's the only thing I can taste. But I only get like small like meals. Yeah. And then I'm full. I'm good.
That's crazy.
And then I have mine freshly. Not a sponsor. I just ordered that.
Speaking of freshly.
Raid Shadow.
Oh my gosh. All right, so let's um let's jump into go ahead and unshow that. I mean, we can go back to your end of things, but I'll share my screen now.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to make you host now.
Make me the host. That I'll take it back from you. Reclaimed.
Ooh.
Boom.
Scoundrel.
All right.
Scallywag.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
You're gonna share this right here. I already opened it up to yours so that I don't scroll through anybody else's.
Since that wouldn't be good.
Julio, you see that?
Heck yeah.
All right. So right now this does not matter. We'll go to goals and habits because that's probably what we'll set next. But let me just ask you a few questions, okay?
Okay.
So this is why I said you don't have to fill it out there. Tell me a little bit about your goals, and I'm not saying like,
Numbers.
oh, I want to get strong and get fit. I want to know like a little more in depth about where you're headed.
You mean numbers, or you mean like just in general?
Numbers, specifics, time frames, those kind of things.
Okay. So, right now I am actually kind of cutting. I wasn't for a while, but like I said, with COVID and not being able to taste, kind of seemed like the ideal time.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm cutting. I'm debating on cutting to like 225. So that would be 10 more pounds,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe even 210, which was my lowest I
Mm-hmm.
ever got to.
Yeah.
Um, a big part of that is just kind of feeling it out. So the first time I ever went to 210, like I told you before, I cut way too hard and I wasn't happy.
Uh-huh.
Whereas right now, with not being able to taste, I'm kind of don't care, and I'm just kind of eating when I'm hungry. So it's still kind of a hard cut. Like you said, it's kind of probably an unhealthy 7 pounds in what 14 days or less than that. But yeah, so I'm kind of just gonna feel it out. I want to hit 225, but I do kind of I want to feel that out and then maybe do 210, and then I want to maintain at 210, and I want to kind of bulk up. Because my real goal is to, or not my real goal, but my final goal, I don't know, is to kind of just build some more muscle and like kind of simultaneously leaning down but building muscle. So obviously the cutting is leaning down, the goal of it, and then build some muscle mass. I had some good results from those 2 months, and I wanna add on to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's, and then I do want to get my cardio back up. I kind of want to. At one point, I was actually close to like being able to do a half marathon, and I want to get back to that. And I want to be able to have the opportunity to do a half marathon.
Yeah, dude, that'd be awesome. Well, okay. So, what I would say, do you want my opinion or how I might modify your goals to still accomplish the same things, but just make it a little more healthy and clear where we're going?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So the way you're going to go about it, as far as weight loss, what you've been doing is strength training and eating normal amounts of food. And we're going to start trying to eat better foods. And we already talked a little bit earlier about increasing the amount of protein you're going to be eating. But in that process, it's going to be a long time before you see the weight move down, especially if you're doing it like on the money, we're really going to try to boost your metabolism, build a lot of muscle, and then in about 3 months, you're going to start to see results and progress, hopefully. And we can start to cut then. But I feel like you went through such a long phase of cutting and running and cutting and running that it will be really good to just do the opposite for a little while, because your body's going to really respond really well to that, because it's already adapted to the other way of living, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, and then when we hit that goal and you've kind of recomped to where you want and you feel happy with where you're at, like you said, then we'll look at what your weight is, and then we can maybe make a weight goal for cutting. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
And then from there, when you're happy with where you're at, basically, we can start to train for the half marathon if that's still something you want to do. Okay. Because like training for a marathon and bulking up and building muscle is two like opposite ends of the spectrum. So let's just focus on the first one and then we'll do the other one. Cool.
Yeah.
So something else that I've been asking my clients about is why. Like, why do you want to get into training and do this online stuff with me?
Well, one, I kind of always wanted to get into it with you because you're my best friend. And two, I just realized how much happier and more confident I've been. And I think that, that stems from a lot more than just my weight loss, but I know that it was also a big part of it. And I just want to be happy about myself and proud of myself. And that, isn't to say that I can't be happy about myself, where I'm at, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But, there's a difference between, seeing yourself as a freaking peak performance and seeing yourself as just happy with yourself.
Yeah.
And I want both.
Yeah. I think it's important to realize too, and I think you already do this, but just to notate that, like, that is an easy way to have lasting body image issues and never be happy, right? If you're always seeking being happy with where your body is at specifically. But if it's happiness from training and you start to enjoy the feeling of exercise and the feelings of progress in regards to the way you look and the way you feel, then that's like a much healthier relationship as far as like being happy with your training, if that makes sense. Which we've talked about a little bit. So does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you want to be happy like you have been so far and more confident and proud of where you are at. Okay. Coolio. And it just really helps me help solve you. So now that I have that why, if like I will notice you're off track or if you seem to be a little bummed out, I can reach out to you and try to get you back on track. I don't know if you watched it, but I just did a video. Well, I did a blog and a video about that topic, about like finding your why and why it matters. You could check that out if you want to.
I will, actually. I did not see that you posted it.
So I know I kind of already know this, but just for everybody else, so they could kind of understand what I do. What does your current program look like? Like, what have you been doing for the last 2 months, like you mentioned?
Mooching off of Roger.
He gets brought up every single time.
Yeah.
We always roast him, though. Do you have anything negative to say about him?
Yeah, he won't go to the gym with me now because I'm unclean with COVID. Even though my quarantine.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to the gym with you either.
Hey, listen, my quarantine is over.
Oh, okay. Well, shoot. Now it's time to go, dude.
Yeah.
You got to recover still. You still got little symptoms, probably.
Actually, I'm going tonight, but I'm going with Justin.
Nice.
Roger wants to wait a little bit. He's still kind of quarantined.
Fair enough. So you've been mooching off Rajal. Just so everybody knows, Rajal is your training buddy, and he trains with me. So you've just been doing what I've been giving to Rajal, which is why I said I already kind of know all this. So you've been on the program for 2 months of resistance training, but not really like communicating with me much about like the nutrition side of things. You've just been going to the gym.
Yeah.
And I haven't been programming cardio or your goals or anything like that. Have you been doing cardio at all?
We were doing light cardio, but we weren't really doing heavy. We were following what you put in there for the most part, but
Yeah.
every once in a while we would just kind of like, not today.
Yep. So do you have like do you know how many minutes you do roughly whenever you do it?
On average we do 15 to 30.
15 to 30 every time you go?
Probably closer to 15, I guess, every time. But
okay.
When we were really into the cardio, it was more like 30.
Okay. And what does that cardio look like? Like biking, elliptical?
So I did a lot of treadmill. But after you had kind of edited his program, we started doing rowing. I did elliptical like maybe once a week. And then every once in a while we go like play basketball afterward or something.
Nice. That's good. I like that you mix it up. Keep it variable. That's good. Okay. All right, we'll leave that for now. I can come back to that later. So you've talked a little bit about your food, and that you're just trying not to have a bad relationship with it. Do you want to go into at all what you're eating, or do you think it'd be better?
I guess pre-COVID, it was kind of just 2 meals a day. I kind of usually eat later in the day or after the gym, and then like dinner. But it definitely wasn't like healthy. I'd have like freshly is healthy, but we would usually go to like Red Robin or the diner after the gym.
Yeah.
So it was kind of just my mindset in that moment. I was actually kind of more, I'm going to maintain and bulk than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really care as much about like if I didn't eat the healthiest or went a little over, as long as I wasn't going way over.
Yeah. Awesome. Did you am I in the shot still?
Yeah.
There's people in the other room and I don't want to pick up too much what they're saying, so.
Oh.
Okay. So where was I going? But you won't worry in really about like protein intake or anything like that either, will you?
I mean, like I would, if we went to Red Robin, I'd get a big old burger. But no, not really.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Good to know. What are your preferences as far as workouts? What are some of the foods you enjoy? Some of the foods you don't enjoy? What are some workouts you don't like? And then another preference would be like how many times a week and how many hours a week do you like doing?
So, there's a lot of questions. I'll start with, we usually go for an hour, I think an hour and a half, or like somewhere from an hour to an hour and a half, and we go 5 times a week.
You guys rock.
And then, what was the other question?
What workouts do you enjoy and which movement
Arms.
not enjoy? Arms. Classic, bro.
I know. I can't help it. It's just, I had such nice gains. I went up like 15 pounds in dumbbells.
That's awesome.
But the worst is either core I don't like hate it anymore. I used to have like weird problems where I get headaches. Not so much anymore. Um, or my lower back whenever we do something that like I haven't had like a issue where I hurt it yet. More just like it gets really tired.
Okay. With your low back?
Yeah.
Okay. Squats, deadlifts, those things have been okay?
Yeah. I mean, the only one that like killed me was shoot, what was it called? It was like a weird squat where your legs were out apart.
Pistol squat or Kazakhs?
I'm not sure. It was on Roger's thing.
Okay.
It kind of like gets the
inner groin?
yeah.
Okay. Are you guys doing that assisted? Like there was a progression in the video. Did you watch that? Or was he like in it?
We watched it at one point. I don't fully remember because it's been almost a month since I really got to do this.
Yeah.
Like we would build up. We would start with a low weight and build up. Oh wait, yeah, it was on the like the bar that's attached. Is that what you're talking about?
No.
No.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about now, though. You're probably talking about sumo.
Yeah, sumo. That's what I'm talking about. That one killed me, in a good way.
I gotcha. Good.
It was rough.
You felt it in your butt and your hammies and your groin, kind of.
In my groin.
Yeah, nothing in the low back though.
No, that one. I mean, I was tired, but after the first one, it wasn't as bad.
Good. Awesome. Do you have any aches and pains? I know we kind of segued into that perfectly. Do you have anything that's
every once in a while, my shoulder, which I used to kind of get that problem, but I hadn't for a while. And then, like we had been climbing and stuff, and when I came back, I noticed like push-ups hurt a little bit.
Okay.
And
right or left?
My right.
All right. Go ahead and throw them both up like this. Straighten both your elbows. Okay. Go out to the side like this.
Down and up?
Yep. Feel good?
Yeah, it was fine.
Okay. Yeah. I was just seeing if you had any range of motion limitation. Looked pretty good. All right, I'll keep that in mind. Just you let me know if any of the movements aggravate it or if it starts to feel better, because I think it will. Okay.
Okay.
What are your problem lifts? Like out of the lifts I've assigned to Roger that you've done, what's like the 2 or 3 that you sucked at the most?
Pistol squats. Or right, that's what it's called.
Pistol. Mini pistols, yeah. Yeah, you're not doing full pistol.
Horrible with those.
Okay.
Pull-ups, I'm getting there, but there's still like 1.5 of them. Well, chin-ups technically. That's another one I'm horrible at.
Or do you feel pretty strong with squats?
I feel decent. Like I don't feel great, but I don't feel bad.
Okay. I'm gonna put that. Okay.
Okay.
What I might do is, specifically with squats, like I know how you move, so I could give you some prep work basically before you do squats, and then also I can just program that stuff a little more so you'll know. Or I can program stuff that is similar to it so that you get better at it. And if we focus on the areas you're not as good with more, you're going to see more results quicker because there's more room or ground to gain basically in those areas. Coolio. So that is pretty much all I need. Just because I kind of already know where we're going with you because we've talked about it in the past. And I know you're doing 5 times a week instead of usually when people start with me, they'll start with like a 3 times a week full body routine, or they can do 1 to 2 times a week if they're really, really new. But For you, I'll probably be 5 times a week, and then 1 active recovery day, and then 1 day that's just completely off. Cool. Do you have any additional things you'd like me to know?
Yeah, if we could get, I know you already know this, but like some flexibility stuff in there, specifically for my ankle and legs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, probably all of me, but those specifically.
Ankle and hamstring?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I have some great stuff for that.
Because I think the that one class with that we were there, they all did better than me, and it's kind of
embarrassing. What Rue fails to mention is they were all 70 years old and plus.
That wasn't like an important fact. That was just like a little side tidbit.
Yeah. Well, cool, man. All right, I'll catch up with you later on this stuff and then build your program, and maybe we can record that too. But for now, let's like shift gears into just hanging out and talking like we normally would on the podcast.
I don't have a topic board to look at anymore.
I know. Yeah, why don't you tell me about your, no, I'm just kidding. I have a topic paper.
Oh, okay.
I
just didn't get the memo.
Yeah. No, I was just going to ask you like about things that had been coming up with me and some of my clients. And I kind of wanted to take that and apply it to you. So one thing that I've had to talk to a couple of people about this week is having a long-term mindset in regards to health and why that is super duper important. So a example, I guess, would be, let's say 4 weeks from now, you have like a little bit of a twinge in your ankle and you got to take a week off, and you're kind of rehabbing it and giving it time to heal, and you get really frustrated and you message me like, tell me the world's over. And that is when I would encourage you to look far out in the future into what you're going to be doing, basically. So where do you see yourself with your training in 20 years?
Like in life or in the gym?
Both.
Okay, I guess. In the gym, 20 years. I will be 46. Yeah. I see myself as fit, but definitely not shredded.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit better than a dad bod. Mm-hmm. Most importantly, active.
Yeah.
You know, I see other, people I've met or whatnot, and how their lives changed as they got older, and I want to make sure that I can stay active and be active, and if I have a family at that time, who knows, be able to play and go do things.
Yeah. Yeah, that is huge. So, and if you think about that, then like 1 week of a rough ankle isn't going to get in the way of that goal, right? It's like, heck, you could have 6 months off and still crush your in-game goal. And that doesn't like, there's also like a sense of urgency in life. So we know time is very limited here, but we also have way more time than I think we do. Because if we're freaking out over 1 week and we're saying we want to be healthy the rest of our life, then that 1 week's really not going to mess us up. We're gonna get healthy pretty quickly, and then we're gonna stay healthy for a long time. And I think it goes back to like having a why. if you have a why that can guide you and keep you heading towards that long-term goal, but it also can be that long-term goal can be a bit of a compass as well, because if you get really into this and you start crushing it and you start wanting to, I don't know, like lift weights more than you want to be healthy, that sounds dumb because they go hand in hand. But if you want to start lifting weights stupidly to get results quicker, um, or you want to take roids or do something else absolutely ridiculous because you want results quicker, then that can really lead you astray and keep you from hitting that goal long term, right? Due to either injury or pain or just not having fun anymore. And so it's really important to me that when you go into this, you're in it for the long haul, right?
Yeah.
Coolio.
Ride or die.
What's that?
It's a ride or die.
Yeah, buddy. The other thing I want to talk about is the power of self-responsibility. Um, can you think of how taking responsibility for your life and your actions and the results that they bring about, how that has changed your life? Or do
Um,
that currently?
I mean, I think that mentality kind of changes everything. Like when you live life, this might sound weird, but if you're not taking responsibility, usually you're kind of almost playing the victim in a way. Like life handed me this horrible hand of cards and I hate it. But and it does, don't get me wrong, you don't create all your problems. But if you're in the mentality of, well, this is my life, this is my responsibility, I can fix it, like it kind of changes everything. Because for a while, I was just kind of floating through life. Well, this is where I was put. I guess this is where I am for now.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
And eventually, when you take charge and step out of your comfort zone,
Yeah.
fix things that you've been putting off for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
make some big changes.
Yeah, it does. Because I feel like, dang it, I feel like when we play play that game where other people or other circumstances are the reason that we're in bad situations, then all we can really do is lay around and complain about them. Whereas if they're your problems and they're yours to fix, then you actually can start working to fix them. You know,
Yeah.
um, I think initially when I had my like third or fourth knee surgery, I finally just gave up and spent like 9 months eating garbage. And I'd like wander into the gym every once in a while and get after it, but it was like just so bleh. And I was stuck at Target and I was like just blaming everything around me for not being able to be a physical therapy assistant, for being in all this debt because of school, and being fat because of my surgeries, not because I was too lazy to go work out and lift weights and take control of my nutrition, you know. And when I took responsibility for all that is when I started completely changing my life, and I feel like one thing after the other, it's just been accomplishing goals and breaking through barriers. And when I think that life sucks, I just try to not make it suck now instead of wallow in the misery. So,
I don't know, like, and you're like a whole different person. And I mean, so am I. Like,
yeah.
and obviously we all grow, but even just like some of the things in my life now, like I applied for a research position. Never, a year ago, I definitely wouldn't have done that.
Mm-hmm.
I joined an intramural freaking volleyball team. I didn't even have friends at school. a year ago. So I mean, um, just work. I got two jobs, or well, not at once, but a job, and then I moved to another, and I got a promotion, and all these things that I was scared of because they were all new, but now it's just like, why was I ever, why was I ever scared of that stuff? That's life. It's learning and living.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, you definitely have changed drastically in the last 2 years. That's kind of why I was figured that'd be a good question to ask you. Um, well, I commend you, man. You rock, and I'm super excited to train you. And do you have anything you want to leave our listeners with?
Um, Reach out.
Yeah, yeah. Ask you guys' questions. We didn't get to them on this one. One of the big questions I got asked was about meningitis and whether or not that impacts your long-term balance. I do have the answer to that, and we could address it in a future podcast. But I also wrote a pretty decent-sized blog about it and did some heavy research into it just because I didn't know a lot about the topic. So you guys can go check that out on my website. Um, Also, we will be back around and try to be pretty consistent this summer because Rue's going to have a little more time and we have a way of doing it now. So that is pretty much all I have to say. Anything else? I know I jumped in now.
Just bit by bit, make
Yeah,
the small changes.
yeah, yeah, that's huge. Very true. Because if you're in it for the long haul, they will stack up very quickly. So, all right, awesome, dude. It was good to see you.
Yeah,
Sorry I had to be so businessy and professional.
yeah, that's life.
Okay. See you, bud.
So yeah,
You rock.
bye.
And remember to eat light, move right, sleep tight. Please like the video, comment below your questions, and subscribe to the page. Okay, now bye.